One. Okay, what up, sports freaks? Another amazing edition of Sports and Tacos, all up in your mouth hole. It is July 11th, 2022. I'm your host, Spencer Cadigan, along with Tony Pintojas and Robert Humphreys. We are the originators of Sports and Tacos, and there's a whole lot going on in sports right now, and we're about to tell you all about it. I think we'll go ahead and start off with the NFL today. There's a lot of news. We haven't been on in a while. So there's a lot of stuff that has happened in the NFL. We're coming up on training camp in a couple of weeks. But the number one topic this week for sure is going to be Deshaun Watson. And there's so much. Okay, we could probably talk about Deshaun Watson for the entire hour, but I guess
that's how long those massages last.
For me, there's like two things here. There's like three things. Okay, so number one, what on God's green earth were the Cleveland Browns? Did they not give him like $250 million guaranteed? Every penny of that is guaranteed. That without without doing their due diligence. Like what? Who? What? Okay, so there's that. And that is a professional NFL football organization, you know? Okay, so there's that. Then number two, I heard a couple weeks ago, because then now I believe that there is like an arbitrator. There's like a special investigator / person that is now reviewing all the documents. And crazy thing that I heard on the Jason Smith and Mike Harmon show, which is on at night out here in LA. It's one of my favorite sports shows on the radio out here at night, was that there is rumors that the Texans were actually facilitating the happy endings. And that there is now over 60 accusers. But you got to remember, it's just misconduct. This is what I've heard. You know, he's not being accused of rape or anything. He is being accused of being a habitual happy ending man. And the Texans were helping him like get to the happy ending massage parlor somehow, or paying for it, or facilitating it. What say you, Bama?
I mean, you're saying there's 60 more people coming out right now with it?
Like the total number of accused. Well, see, that's the thing.
Dude, he's already gotten 20 settled, and you got 4 left open right now. Are these extra people coming in saying that right now?
Yes, basically. Okay, I think this is probably what's really going on. Is he would every day apparently after practice he would go to the massage parlor and do his thing. Well, you know, whatever.
And they probably paid for
it. They either looked the other way, or gave him a ride, or were paying for it, or told him where to go, or whatever. But
are there that many happy ending massage parlors in freaking Houston to go to different ones?
Probably that many happy ending women. Okay, so and every one of them now sees a huge payday.
It's a paycheck, exactly. That's a paycheck.
But also, gentlemen. All right, hey, I know they're all jumping on Watson, but if this is going to the Texas organization, I'm sure there's other players that got invited to this, where these counts get to this instead of right this. So now all of a sudden, the pie just got bigger, and guess what? Now NFL is going to be investigating on the Texas organization to find out every clause, and guess what? If there is, somebody's in trouble.
That's a good point. I mean, yeah, if Texas did have something to do with Deshaun going to these, happy ending massage parlor things, he wouldn't be the only one on that team doing that. I wouldn't figure.
I know.
It's just using his name.
This could be, I mean, okay, because and for me, I had been wondering, just like the whole world for the last, 2 years, what was really going on? Because he wasn't being charged with rape. It was just sexual misconduct, and then it was like, you could tell it obviously wasn't something insanely bad or he'd be in prison.
Already, yeah.
Just something, kind of whatever shady. And
it's silly.
It's like you said before, it's money.
Yeah,
exactly. $1
In my mind, why do you think Cleveland paid him so much guaranteed? So he could pay off all of the stuff going on right there, because he's got all this stuff he's going to have to pay off. A little for himself, come play with the team, and then move on from that. So I still got 4 left.
Now you have the whole Texans, possibly, or whatever, whoever was involved. But, it's like, I remember, the Robert Kraft thing from a few years ago. Like, this basically goes back to, the argument of maybe not our players' role models, but like, dude,
that one before.
If you are a celebrity, okay, you're maybe not even a celebrity, just an NFL dude who's making a ton of money, like Handy J, happy ending madness, and they know that they're going to get paid. They're all coming out now because they see these paydays. I mean, dude, this is just a total, absolute could become a total quagmire. God knows how many names might come out in this.
Giggity.
Like, and at what level?
It's a Pandora's box in a sense, maybe whether with the whole different thing with Washington, with the whole locker room talk stuff, or with the Raiders locker room talk, and that gets people in trouble, this and that. I mean, yeah, that's a legitimate. If really the Texans weren't involved with something like that, which I don't think they were. Sure they might have said, yeah, go to this parlor here, but I guarantee they never had anything set up for the dude to get nothing done at the end.
Well, but yeah, okay, so for me, number one, if you are a pro athlete and you're making a ton of money, the first thing you need to do is be smart. Be hanging out at the country club, not the freaking massage parlor. That's number one. But that these guys are rock stars. They're freaking 22, 24-year-old, 26-year-old.
Invincible in their mind.
With their Lambo, that the world is their oyster. So there's that, number one. What are your thoughts, Tony, before I move on to, I want to get everybody's opinions of basically and/or predictions of what they think the penalty for Deshaun Watson is going to be.
All right. Well, start.
I just want your opinion, Tony. I don't want your prediction, but what are your thoughts on pro athletes making millions of dollars going down and getting the $200 tug and rub?
Because they feel like they can. They feel like they're kings. When they go in there, they're all, oh, look at him. I know him. I see him on TV. And then all of a sudden, guess what? They do it, and then he does something appropriate. First time they let it go. Second time comes back, gets a little bit more fresh, gives them more money. But at the same time now, since everybody's jumping out, guess what? I think dude's guilty, but you know what?
Well, this is my question.
Cleveland gave him all this money where he has not once stepped on the field. How long?
Okay, here's another issue. What if there was nothing that went on that, okay, what's the misconduct? If it was all consensual.
The court said there was nothing involved, nothing negative, nothing against
with any like sexual assault. It was, at least as I was right now, everything was consensual. It was just slimy because the dude's going to massage parlors.
Yeah.
And it's really just the image of it that the NFL doesn't like, just like the John Gruden thing, essentially.
Well, that's why they jump on it so fast. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Drug this one out forever right here. I mean, they're basically there. I feel like the NFL was waiting for the judicial system in Houston or whatever to find him guilty of something so they could make their judgment on him, but they never have.
no,
Everything has been washed to the side, paid off this and that. So he has not been charged with anything.
Yep.
NFL, honestly, in my mind, the NFL can't do anything to him.
No.
He was not found guilty of anything.
Yeah.
How can you
other than
somebody who has not been found guilty?
Public, other than letting it go public and tarnishing the NFL's image. That's it.
And the NFL's got money to cover their image.
No.
Yeah, but also I want to prove a point saying we don't get stepped on.
But
this won't happen again.
I'm trying to think of you're in LA, man, right now, Spencer. The Dodgers pitcher that's been on suspension for what, year and a half now, 2 years because of the stuff he had.
What's his name was with the Indians?
Yeah, it was a Cy Young before it came to LA. He signed a big contract. They got in trouble. He hasn't played in how long, and yet every court system, every judicial system, everything he's gone up to has said you did nothing wrong. But yet he still gets suspended by the MLB because they don't want to get the black eye of doing, letting somebody that the public sees or says did something wrong. But in actuality, he did not, or else he would be paying reprimands for it.
No, yeah, he's guilty by the
reprimands in his thing, which kind of go to the NFL with Deshaun. And again, I think they're both fucking probably douchebags. They probably did what they did.
Yeah.
Went over the line for a minute.
Yeah.
Maybe not over the line. The person they were with was with the line. They did not go over the line. The person they were with was consensual on what they were doing at the time. And now you see a bunch of people trying to jump up on top of that said, oh, well, this person did this. And
bunch of people
in my mind has no choice but to spin them just from the track record.
Yeah. I mean, I think that they're probably both scummish bags. I mean, me personally, I've never done that, but
no,
they're guilty. Okay, and it goes back to the bottom line of, neither of these guys are probably going to be found guilty in the court of law, but you are guilty in the court of the MLB and the
court of opinion
of the NFL, and I guess. Because literally they are talking about on the radio now in regards to Deshaun Watson, there's a chance he gets a lifetime ban from the NFL. And they're talking about it.
Done nothing to, granted, he might have done a lot of things to warrant that, but nothing's come out and he's never had to face the consequence on any of that.
The Cleveland Browns are rooting for the lifetime ban because they're off the hook.
Cancel the contract.
Yes.
So why did you get rid of Baker Mayfield then?
I think
they're the dumbass Cleveland Browns.
He's in a happy place now. I can't say sorry, Parker, anymore.
Oh, no, I'm so glad for Baker Mayfield.
I'm happy. Yeah. Good job, Parker.
So,
guess what? The thing I like about this one, Shotgun, there's two other quarterbacks in Carolina right now. One of them's Donaldson, and one of them's Trubisky.
No, Trubisky's for the Pittsburgh.
Okay, then you got Donaldson, but he's got 20 more plus touchdowns than Donaldson. He's gonna do good.
We're gonna get on to Baker here in a bit. We're gonna get on to the side effects of Deshaun Watson here in a second, but.
There's side effects that ripple off even to my boy Lamar Jackson not getting signed yet because of the contract deal freaking Cleveland put out for a guaranteed money for a dude who ain't done crap in a year and a half.
Before we move off of Deshaun Watson, what is your prediction of his punishment? Okay, so what I'm going to put this at, because the rumors are it could be as light as like 4 games. It could be a season, and it
6-game suspension. That's what I said.
A lifetime ban.
6-game suspension, unless I've heard this, that the last 4 pending he has they're not doing any kind of trials till the season is over. So if this gets done before the season, it'll have to be after the season. These last 4 that did not settle is going to be the key because these apparently are the real main ones that weren't just maybe looking for money. They're actually maybe looking for justice or whatever.
Right. Well,
Well,
like I said, the rumor is the
This
number
year-
now is over.
This year with the NFL, what they said, 6 games. I feel like,
So your prediction is 6 games, and
regardless what happens to the other 4 this year, the for the 4 cases out, he gets a 6-game suspension before the season starts.
so he's going to play this year, in your opinion.
He's going to what?
Play this season.
Oh yeah, he'll play this year. Yeah, he'll play this year. They didn't give him $260 million to not play this year. He'll play this year.
Right.
Yes.
TMP.
6.
You think 6? You think we see Deshaun on the field?
I see him at the end. The season's going to probably be already shot. Who do they got for a quarterback?
Now keep in mind, the rumor is the total number is over 60 now. There's not this number of 4 is no longer a thing. There is now over 60 massage parlor ladies.
Now that's the first I've heard of that today. That's the first I've heard about the 60. And my first reaction to that is that people see a gravy train and they're trying to jump on it.
Yeah.
That's honestly, maybe say what you want, but yeah, I feel like that's what that is right there. Or else you would have came out way before this when this shit's been going on for how many years? At least a year and a half. You could have made some. You could have said something before then. So any of these other 60 to me is just looking for a gravy train.
So keep that in mind. When you come up with your prediction, you still think, okay, man, I just say this because every day that I'm listening to sports talk out here in LA, the more that number goes up, the more the NFL is getting pissed off. And that's why they're literally lifetime ban is now on the table.
That's why they moved it up to 6, not 4.
But again, I mean, what? And I'm not taking his side because I know he did some wrong shit to have all this shit coming on him right here.
Yeah.
What has he been convicted of, and what has he been told by, said that you effed up this bad, so you got to do this reprimand? He's had nothing. He settled stuff out of court, which says yes, you effed up. Like I say, he's not the angel that we all. Or nobody thinks he's an angel.
No.
Still.
Yeah. So 6 games. He's
done nothing to warrant anything more than that. He's done nothing. As far as what they say he did.
My prediction is we don't see him on the field this year. They're going to suspend him for the entire season.
Could be. Or he might play game 1.
So, if you're the Cleveland Browns and you just
thank you for going to Baltimore, Cleveland. Thank you.
Like you just traded Baker Mayfield, and in my world, Deshaun Watson does not play it down this season. Who the hell is their quarterback going to be? Are they going to be horrible?
Kobe Brissett.
Is he there?
Not a bad backup.
I mean, no, that's true. That's not a bad backup. He had that one,
in Indianapolis.
He had
Which again is why I feel like Cleveland has inside information in their mind that says that Deshaun Watson will not be suspended for more than a handful of games. Like I say, maybe 6 times, maybe less, this and that, or else you would not have traded Baker. When you held on as long as you did when all that talk was going on, I thought they kept him because they thought they would need a quarterback for perhaps a whole year, even though they didn't want Baker anymore, which is why they signed Deshaun. But since they finally pulled the trigger to get rid of Baker, that tells me in my mind that Cleveland knows something, that Deshaun's going to be able to play this year, and he's going to play more than 2/3 of the games. Or else you wouldn't put the shoulders on. You wouldn't give this man $260 million guaranteed and then have Jacoby Brissett play your season.
Okay, I'm gonna play handicapper here. So let's set the over/under number at, let's call it 7.5 games. All right. Over or under, how many games does Deshaun Watson start for the Cleveland Browns?
Over. All day over. All day over.
You got to put $1,000 on it
all day over
at the Spencer Casino.
Nope. All day over. He starts 8 games plus.
I mean, dude, there's like a chance that, okay, he gets 6 games, And then he's, and then he starts, and then some other news comes out, and they freaking pull him.
He ain't played the year, almost a year and a half now since he's been on live action right there. But before this dude went out, Deshaun Watson was the man. I mean, he was on a not so good minus, the defense they had at times right there back in Houston.
The moral of the story.
Hopkins also, but he's a good quarterback, right? He was an MVP caliber quarterback before his knee got blown out a few years ago when it was doing full run.
Oh no,
he's still trying to come back when he got hurt here. I mean, if Deshaun Watson is healthy and plays like he used to, Cleveland's going to be a hell of a team.
So what number did I just say? 7.5?
7.5 for him to start this year.
Over or under? You have to put $1,000 on it.
Saying he's going to start this year?
How many games for the Cleveland Browns is Deshaun Watson going to start this year? Over or under 7.5?
6. If he's off 6.
And we do 17 games now.
Yeah. It all depends on the game plan, the quarterback. If the other quarterback's doing really well, shit, man. Oops, sorry. Nah, under.
Under. Yeah, I'm going
under.
Personally, I don't think he starts one game. And again, this is just from what I'm hearing on the radio. And I think that's not the way it should be, but I think that's the way it's going to be, just because we live in this insanely politically correct world now. The NFL cares more about its image than it does, actual law. And I don't think and I think the Cleveland Browns, and that's horrible. So what happens if he just gets suspended for the season?
I went under.
They let it all kind of like work itself out. Dude, how much money are they just screwed out? They still have to pay him for the season?
No, they've got to have some sort of a loophole in that contract. I don't know. I haven't seen the contract, read it all, but I would imagine they have to have something in there, some clause that says if you don't play, you don't get paid. There has to be something on it.
Maybe that's why the Browns.
But what I understand, they've already paid a lot of that money already to him. Was he going to have to give some back? Which that ain't going to happen.
Oh my God! Yeah, what, dude? How could you
just effed up by doing that right there and screwed the entire quarterback system off right there?
What planet do you live on as an owner of an NFL team?
Cleveland.
Got to be Cleveland. Dude, seriously, that is such a Cleveland move. Oh my God.
That is desperation at its finest right there. For a team looking to get past the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Baltimore Ravens, that division right there, the Cincinnati Bengals nowadays, of course. They're the bottom echelon. They pulled the freaking huge bomb, I feel like, just trying, because again, like I said, if Deshaun freaking plays, he's good.
No, he's amazing.
But he's not guaranteed to play right there. Yeah.
So I think
just spent all that money right there. Yeah.
The moral of the story is, I think if you're a high-profile athlete, stay out of the massage parlors. Stay out of. I mean, how many of these dudes you think would go to Vegas occasionally and go get a hooker? I mean,
live life like 99% of the NFL that you don't hear about.
Just keep your ass in.
There's only a handful that you hear about on occasion. There's a crap ton of players that do have all the opportunities that those guys have.
So, anyways, what a mess. It's all.